All right, we are back again at Pat's Southern Kitchen. Now, just yesterday, we made the most delicious chicken tortilla soup, and I hope you've had a chance to look at it. If not, be sure to check it out. And today, we're going to make the most comforting Southern food you've ever eaten, and that has to be meatloaf and fluffy white potatoes and green beans. So that's our goal today. And I hope you will follow me through this. It is yummy. Now, every meatloaf has got to have some way of protecting. Now, you can either take your rings off, wash your hands well, and squish away, or you can put on your gloves. So let's come over here and let's take a look. What I have here is 2 pounds of ground chuck, and I mixed a 96% with a 4% fat and an 85%. So with that, that'll give it a lot of moisture, and you may wonder what in the world this is. I don't know what to tell you the name of it is, but it really works. And what you're going to do, let me show you, is you're going to break it up. This really works when you're doing hamburger meat in the skillet and you want it really broken up. But anyway, we've got it started, and I'm going to sort of make sure that we've got it ready to go. Now, I always talk to you about the cast of characters. Well, we have quite a few, but a little here and a dab there, and you will have delicious meatloaf. Now, we're going to start, and I think we've got our chuck. Let's start with this onion. Now, the recipe is for 1 small onion. This actually is a full cup. So I'm going to put all that. I'm not going to put it all. I think that's about enough. Now, I got this, instead of chopping it myself, I bought this pre-chopped. Now, let's also put some beautiful pepper, beautiful green pepper, sweet pepper. And I'm going to put about a half of this. See, not a huge amount because you don't want it to taste really peppery, but got some beautiful red bell pepper, so let's put some of that. And I would say that it would equate to about a half a cup each. Now, we also are going to put some breadcrumbs. Now, this is a cup of panko, which means it's ground really fine. And so we're going to put that in there. Now, I also discovered the other day, as I was making this up again, I didn't have quite enough panko, so I went ahead and got some very well seasoned croutons, and I smushed and smushed, and so I came up. So I'm actually going to add 2 cups of breadcrumbs. Now, let's also add a half a cup of Parmesan, and this is the fine shredded Parmesan. So let's put all of that in there. Isn't this looking good? Also, I have about 2½ cloves of chopped garlic, really fine. So let's put some of that in. Now, let's see here. We got to have some eggs. So there are 2 eggs that I have whipped up here, and we're going to pour those eggs in, and that will help it stick together. Now, I come to a secret ingredient that you won't find in most meatloafs. It is chopped very fine carrots, and it makes the meatloaf so moist, and it's healthy for you. So you have some really nice vegetables. And so I'm going to put these carrots in here, and I'm not going to put them all. I think that's probably plenty. And you want to make sure that you chop them and I did this in the food processor, but you want it really fine or they won't cook during the period of time that you've set aside to cook. Now, we're also going to put 2 tablespoons of ketchup. So let's get that going in there. There we go. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. So I'm going to put that Worcestershire. Boy, it's adding up in there, isn't it? And then we're going to put 2 teaspoons approximately of salt. I put 2, and then I put a little bit of garlic salt because I just think that is yummy. So you don't want to put any more than that. And we'll put that, and then about 2 teaspoons of black pepper. So I think that's about 2 teaspoons. If you don't want quite that much, don't add it. And what you can do is to season it to your liking. Now, the last little friend I have here is fresh basil. Now, if you don't have fresh basil, this is approximately 2 to 3 tablespoons. If you don't, use the dried basil. Not sure it would equate equally, so don't overdo the dried basil. But I want you to look. See, I got this today, and my basil is growing. I don't know how long it's going to keep up that, that look, but I'm going to water it and see if I can't keep it going. So I've chopped very fine this fresh basil. Now then, we're going to take, I think instead of going to the wooden spoon, I'm just going to start squeezing all this in. So I'm going to leave you with that a moment, and I'm going to get it all ready, and we'll be ready to put it in the pan. All right, we're back again, and I have squeezed and squished, and we're ready. I've already filled 1 pan. So you see, and this is not when we put the extraordinary, wonderful sauce on it. So we're going to cook it first. So let's go ahead, and we'll go ahead and get this all in. And I never know for sure just how far it's going to go, if I need a small pan left over or if 2 pans. I think I'm going to need a small pan. So I have a small loaf pan that we can use. And I think that looks about like the other one. Maybe so. All right. Now, in fact, I may borrow some. Did you ever do that where you misjudge? Let's see if that works better. Who knows? I'm using these little aluminum pans because I like to take food to my friends and neighbors. And so this is going out the door when we get through with this. And I have a dear friend that I'm going to give it to. So I think this will be just about right. You don't have to spray the pans because there is enough fat in the meat that will keep it from needing a spray. So I think we're ready to go. I'm going to put them and sort of squish them good so that they'll stick together. And we're going to put these in the oven, and we're going to do it at 350, and you're going to wait until it gets to 145 degrees, and so you can test it along the way. And then we're going to put my secret sauce on it, and I'll show you how to do that while it's cooking. And we're also going to put together some wonderful mashed potatoes while this is cooking. So here we go. Let's see here. Put it in my oven. And I'll see you in about 45 minutes. Well, while our wonderful meatloaf is cooking, I thought I would show you another wonderful sauce that goes on. I've actually never tasted a sauce like this that I liked any better. And you start with the 15-ounce can of tomato puree. And that's very important, not tomato sauce, not tomato paste or diced, but tomato puree. So I have one can in there. Now, what we're going to add next is 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar. So let's go right here and let's put our brown sugar. Here we go. See, you knew that'd make it taste good, didn't you? So that's a half, and here's a third. Okay. Let's get all that out. Then, very simply, you're going to add 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Not garlic salt, but garlic powder. So let's put all that in. And then you've got just a dab of salt. And this is about a half a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to put that in. And we mix it up. And what we will do is when the meatloaf gets to 145 degrees, and be sure and test it because you don't want to overdo it, then we will pull it out and we will put this wonderful sauce coated on it, and then we're going to cook it another 10 minutes or so, enough so that it browns and the sauce adheres to the meatloaf. So we've got that ready. We're going to leave it right there, and we're going to move over here. And I told you we would do some mashed potatoes. Now, I love good mashed potatoes, and these are the golden potatoes, and I have gone ahead and cooked a big pot of them, and I don't know how many there were, 8 or so. Depends on the size and how many people that you are treating to this and your meatloaf. So we have that, and I'm going to use something that's called a potato ricer. And I know you know all about that. In my younger years, I used to do it with the mixer, and I couldn't figure out why they were rubbery sometime. And so then it came to me that the ricer is exactly what I need. So I'm going to be ricing these, and I'll check back with you in just a moment, and we'll add some wonderful goodies to it. This delicious meatloaf is now ready to put the sauce on it. It's reached a temperature of 145 degrees, and then we're going to put our sauce, and we're going to wipe it on there good, and then we're going to put it back in to let it brown on top. And then we'll pull it out and see what else goes with it. So I think you will really love this sauce. It's got a sweet garlicky taste. And there we go. It's ready. Now we're going to put these back in the oven. And we're going to wait about 15 minutes. And the meatloaf will be ready. We're back, and look at this beautiful Southern Comfort meatloaf. You all did a super job. This will be something that you will enjoy serving to family and friends. Sunday lunch sounds good to me. So we're going to take that in just a moment, but let me show you what else we prepared. we have our green beans. It can be just your favorite recipe, but they're pretty and colorful, and they go perfectly with these mashed potatoes. Now, I must explain that I went ahead and completely prepared our mashed potatoes. We had them all riced and ready, and then I went ahead and added a cup of half and half, oh my goodness, and a stick of butter and sour cream, about a cup of sour cream, and 2 teaspoons of garlic salt, and it is delicious. So, are you ready to serve our plates? Let's start right here with, let's see, well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that all the way through. Put this over here, and let's get this out. And it is lovely. So, got a little sauce on it there. And to make it even better, we're gonna put a little extra sauce. And this sauce, I like to have it just sort of warm. So we'll put a little sauce there and clean our deal. So let's go ahead and serve our green beans. Now, you can add a dessert, you can add some fruit, you can add just about anything you would like to. And let's get these wonderful mashed potatoes. Put a big scoop of them right there. And I think you are ready. You've got your roll. And I think lunch is served. So I hope that you have enjoyed making this delicious dinner with me. I had fun, and I hope truly that you will make this good meatloaf. It is a special one of a kind. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.